Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Michael and today I'm going to share with you my recipe for my spinach dip. This is so easy to make and so delicious, you are not going to want to miss this one. Stay with me and I'll show you how it comes together. All right, let's get ready to start making our spinach dip. This is going to be so easy to make with just a few ingredients. And I've got my oven preheating to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and we'll go ahead and get started with our stuff. So I've got a big bowl here. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting my ingredients in. I've got 8 ounces of sour cream that I'm going to put into this bowl. All right, now we're going to move on to our spinach. I had a 10-ounce box of frozen spinach that I thawed out and I squeezed all the water out of it. And then I measured about 8 ounces out of it. You want to make sure that you get this as dry as you possibly can. And by squeezing it and squeeze all that water out of it, it'll come out to looking like this, where that's really dry and the texture on it. So you don't want that extra water in your dip. So make sure you squeeze it out once you thaw it out. All right, then I've got an 8-ounce block of cream cheese and we'll add that in. This needs to be at room temperature. And if it's not at room temperature, you can always pop it into the microwave for 10 or 15 seconds to kind of help it along a little bit. Now I've got 2 tablespoons of butter that I've let out at room temperature. And I've actually put this in the microwave just a little bit to kind of coax it along also. So if you want to melt it, you definitely can. I just kind of coaxed it on for about 10 seconds there just to kind of get it started going on that. So 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And then I've got about 2 small garlic cloves. If you've got really one big one, you can put that in there into your mixture. So this is 2 small ones, which is about a tablespoon just from looking at it there. So you can measure it that way if you like. And then I've got 2 different kinds of cheeses. I've got a 1 cup of grated mozzarella cheese, and I'll go ahead and put that in. And then I've got 1 cup of Parmesan cheese that I grated, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in. My last wet ingredient that I've got here, I've got a 1/2 cup of milk, and I'll just add that to the mixture. And for our seasoning, this is completely optional. This is crushed red pepper. Just if you want to put a little heat in it, you can. I don't put a lot in it, maybe just a few shakes of that, maybe 10 or 12 with a little flakes there. And then we're going to put in salt and pepper to taste. I'm probably going to put in just a couple of pinches of salt and 1 pinch of pepper. You can definitely taste it and see if you need to add any more. And that is all our ingredients. We're going to mix this together now and get ready for this to go into the oven. All right, I've got my mixture mixed together now, and you can see what that looks like. Got a good mix to that. Everything is incorporated into it very nicely. And then I'm going to take an 8x8 baking dish. If you want to use a cast iron skillet, you can definitely use that. If you're taking it to a party or to a function or something like that, you might not want to take your cast iron skillet, but if you want to take a Pyrex bowl, you could definitely, if you want to serve it in that. So 8x8 glass Pyrex bowl. And I didn't grease it or anything, you really don't need to. And I'm just going to go ahead and put my mixture into the bowl. All right, now that we've got that in there, I'm going to kind of give that a little mix around to kind of level it out in the bowl. All right, and there we go. I am actually going to go a little bit further, and I've got some more mozzarella here. And I'm going to grate that up and just on the top of it, just to add a little bit extra cheese layer on the top. All right, I'm going to turn it around 90 degrees and we'll kind of catch it in another direction. I love cheese, and this adds just a little bit of that extra layer of crunch on the top of it when it gets melted in the oven. Really tasty. So you can put as much on it as if you like. If you don't want to put any on it, you don't have to. All right, that is ready for the oven now. I've got my oven preheated to 375. I'm going to put this in there and kind of keep a watch on it for about 30 minutes. I just want the cheese to melt and everything to get hot. So about every 10 minutes, I'm going to turn it just in case I've got a hot spot or you've got a hot spot in your oven. You don't want one side cooking faster than the other and browning your cheese on the top. So about every 10 minutes, I'm just going to go in and just turn it around so that I get an even cooking on it. So about 30 minutes on my stove. Keep a watch on yours. Definitely all we're looking for on this is just to heat everything up and then melt the cheese. So I'll put this in and I'll see you back in just a few minutes. All right, we are back and I've got my spinach dip out of the oven. It did cook for 30 minutes on 375. So I'm going to let this sit here and cool down just a little bit, and then we're going to give this a taste test. Stay with me. All right, I am back and I'm letting my spinach dip cool down some. So let's give this a little bit of a test. I'm going to put some in a bowl here and give this a try. This looks delicious. All of those extra cheeses and things that we added in there, really good. So let's take a piece of this bread. I've just cut up some French bread here, a little baguette, and we're going to give that a test. I'm going to put some on the end of this. That is delicious. You are not going to want to miss this recipe. It is so easy to make. If you've got a party or potluck or something that you need to carry something to, this is the recipe for it. I hope this has inspired you to make some spinach dip. And if it has, maybe you might find one of these other two over here, something else you might like to try. All right, thank you so much for watching my video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye now.